So, good evening, Ustinov, and welcome to this, our Ustinov Live Burns Night Spectacular. Welcome to you wherever you are listening from. We hope you're doing well. I am Connor, aka DJ Platypus, and joining me is Jake.
Hi, aka DJ Pelican. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you enjoy this selection of music and poems that we have coming up for you, as well as some speeches. I hope it's going to be a really lovely evening. Burns Night is annually celebrated in Scotland on or around January the 25th and commemorates the life of the bard Robert Burns, who was born on that day in 1759. And the day is also to celebrate Burns's contribution to Scottish culture. So, we'll be having some of the regular speeches and poems that you might be familiar with for Burns Night. We normally would have a formal this time of year, which is sadly not possible, but we'll be hopefully making the experience as realistic as possible, given the situation. So you should hopefully have your cocktail kits to make some delicious drinks for tonight. And yeah, we hope you enjoy everything that's coming up.
So not everything we have tonight is 100% Scottish. We instead have a snapshot of people from various countries of origin and genres of music, but we hope, nevertheless, you enjoy it all. So first up, we have Miklos, who is an incredibly talented pianist and singer. Those of you that have been around Ustinov for a little while may have seen him before. He's performed at Ustinov Live a couple of years back, but hasn't been around for a while, but is making a return tonight. So for the first time since the Summer Barbecue 2019 and his performance with Never Together, we hope you enjoy it. This is Miklos.
Hello Ustinov, and hope you're well. Greetings from the snowy forests of Hungary. It's great to be back. I know that I've been off the radar for quite some time, well over a year in fact, and nonetheless I thought that this is going to be a great chance to return and play a few more songs for you. And I brought you 3 songs tonight. The first one is going to be a song that I wrote a few months back, and you know, we've had quite a lot of time to contemplate over quarantine and look at the bigger picture and where you stand in life and stuff. And one of the big things that struck me is that while certain friendships accompany you throughout your life, there are definitely others which are only there for shorter periods. But nonetheless, those friendships are also so valuable, and you get so much out of them. At least that's certainly the case for me. And whilst you don't really keep in touch with those friends anymore, or at least not on a regular basis, they're still fondly remembered in our hearts. And it's those kinds of friendships that this song is about. So hope you enjoy it, and see you in a bit.
Countless forest trails on summer nights so long, 4 hands on an old piano struggled with a song, chatting English after school, good payback sure we knew, and a massive fish fell off our hook 'cause it came out of the blue. Well, life took us on to different roads now. We barely talk, but been through loads, and the memories
Hello again. The second song I'm going to play you is by Otis Redding, and its title is Sitting on the Dock of the Bay, a classic that most of you will surely know. Enjoy.
Sitting in the morning sun, I'll be sitting till the evening comes, watching the ships roll in, and I'll watch them roll away again. Sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. Sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. I left my home in Georgia, headed for the Frisco Bay. I had nothing to live for, looked like nothing's gonna come my way. Sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. Sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. Change. Everything still remains the same. I can't do what 10 people tell me to do, so I guess I remain the same. Sitting here resting my bones, and the loneliness won't keep me alone. 2,000 miles I roam just to keep this dog my home. Sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. Sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. Wasting along, come on.
The title of the final song that I'm going to play you is It'll Be Me by Jerry Lee Lewis. He's a big inspiration for me and is truly one of the rock and roll greats. So I hope that this will bring you some happiness and some joy into these rather challenging and tough times that we live in. But I hope that this will sort of help you get a little motivated, shake things up a bit and push through when we already see the light at the end of the tunnel. Cheers.
Well, if you hear somebody knocking on your door, if you see something crawling up across the floor, baby, it'll be me. And I'll be looking for you. Well, if you see a hand peeping from a crowded hole, if you see somebody climbing up a telephone pole, baby, it'll be me. And I'll be looking for you. I'm gonna look on the mountains and in the deep blue sea. I'm gonna search all the forests and look in every tree. Well, if you feel something heavy on your fishing hook, if you see a funny face in your comic book, maybe it'll be me. And I'll be looking for you. Yeah. rocket ship on its way to Mars, baby, it'll be me. And I'll be looking for you. I'm gonna look in the city where the lines are blue. I'm gonna search the countryside and all the haystacks through. Well, if you see a new face on a totem pole, if you find it alone in your sugar bowl, baby, it'll be me. And I'll be looking for you.
Thank you so much, Miklos, for those performances. They were really great. I hope everyone else enjoyed them. If you're watching this stream, then please tell us where it is that you're watching from, and we'll give you a shout out. As a very diverse college with people spread out across the globe, it'd be great to hear where you guys are currently watching this. So yeah, feel free to take a picture if you're enjoying a traditional Burns Night supper or not. And you can share them on our WhatsApp group, on the Facebook group, or you can put them on Instagram and tag us with Ustinov GCR. And yeah, it'd be great to see you guys enjoying yourselves.
Okay, so next up we have our president Diana. So it's traditional for the formals for the president to give a little speech to cheer everyone along. But as we're missing out on some of the traditional Burns Night stuff tonight, Diana is going to be telling you a little bit about some of the traditions that are involved and some of the stuff that you could potentially try and do at home if you want to try and celebrate for yourself. So yeah, take it away, Diana.
Hi everyone, and welcome to our Ustinov Live at Home Burns Night edition. Every year, the life and work of the poet Robert Burns is celebrated around the globe on January 25th, the day of his birthday. The tradition began after the Scottish lyricist died in 1796, when his friends decided they needed an annual event to celebrate his career. When it was first launched, Burns' friends decided to hold the event annually on the date of the poet died, July 21st. However, Burns Night nowadays is held every year on January 25th, which was his birthday. On Burns Night, there are toasts. Someone recites the Burns poem addressed to a haggis, and those celebrating cut into a haggis and eating nips, tatties, and a wheat ram, or in other words, turnips, potatoes, and whiskey. The haggis is the star attraction in the running order of events for Burns Night. Guests normally stand to welcome the arrival of the dish, which is often served on a silver platter and piped in by bagpipes. The host then performs a rendition of the address to a haggis before slicing the haggis along its length. The reader then raises the haggis during the final line of the ode to applause from the crowd. The guests then toast the haggis and then the dish can be served. There are usually several toasts throughout the evening. On this night, we are going to have the address to a haggis from Sorcha Grant, and Thea Nikolova will present us the immortal memory. In addition, we are going to enjoy some performances from our fellow Ustinovians, some current students and some alumni. On behalf of the whole team, we hope you enjoy this night. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Diana, for that lovely speech. So I'd like to just ask, what is your favorite thing about the usual Burns Night formal dinner that we have?
Oh, well, what I love to have right now is the Kaylee dance that we used to have after the dinner. It was nice to just go around and dance, and it was so good to just be crazy and do some very weird movements.
Absolutely, yes. It's the one thing I think I'm missing the most as well, for sure.
Okay, so before the next track, we have a request for a shout out. This is from Olivia Trejo, who says, "Greetings from the strawberry capital of the world in the beautiful state of Guanajuato, Mexico." I apologize, Diana, if I have mispronounced that. I'm so sorry. But yes, thank you for shouting in. I suspect you may know someone on the stream.
Yeah, that's
so next up, Sorry, did you want to?
That's my mom. It's Guanajuato.
Thank you, Diana. Okay, so next up we have a return from the talented pianist Rebecca, who's going to be performing 2 songs for us. The first one is Cheap Thrills by Cher, followed by Amazing Day by Coldplay. We hope you enjoy them.
Thank you so much, Rebecca, for those wonderful piano covers. We love having your renditions of popular songs here at Ustinov Live. Can't wait to maybe hear them in person sometime, maybe later on in the year. It's great to see that so many people are tuning in. Thank you guys for being with us. Please let us know where you are and what you're up to, and if you're enjoying the stream so far. Put your messages in the chat, send it to us on one of our social media platforms, whatever you like. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your day.
So next up, we have a few tracks from Ustinov GCR's resident guitarist. I suspect you may recognize him. It is the amazing Jake.
Good evening. Happy Burns Night. This is a song called Isabel. It's a love song set in a very dystopian, post-apocalyptic near future, shall we say. And it goes like this. So now the years are rolling by, and it's not long since you and I could have been train drivers and astronauts. And now we're stuck in furnished ruts, and yet the thing that really cuts is that we can't remember how we got caught. Muffled sighs and might have beens, filtered air, computer screens. Count your blessings and breathe and count to 10. And though it doesn't often show, we are scared because we know that our forefathers are farmers and fishermen. And so the world has changed. Worse or better is hard to tell, but my hope remains within the arms of Isabel. So now our calloused hands once told a story, honest as it's old, of sowing seeds, setting sail. But now our hands are soft and weak, and working 7 days a week at these salvation schemes that are bound to fail. And so the world has changed. Worse or better is hard to tell, but my hope remains within the arms of Isabel. And I'll admit that I am scared of what I don't understand. Darling, if you're there, your gentle voice and soothing hands to quiet my despair, to shore up all of my plans. Darling, if you're there. And so the world has changed, and I must change as well. And the machines we praise will damn us into hell. And so the time will come when all must save themselves, and I will save my soul within the arms of Isabel. This next song is by a band called The Weaker Thans. It's called Plea from a Cat Named Virtute. It's from the point of view of a really nice adopted cat. Why don't you ever wanna play? I'm tired of this piece of string. You sleep as much as I do now, and you don't need much of anything. I don't know who you're talking to. I made a search through every room.
but all I found was dust that moved in the shadows of the afternoon. So listen, all these better songs you sing, they're not helping anything, and they won't make you strong. So we should open up the house and invite the tabby 2 doors down. You could ask your sister if she doesn't her basset hounds. We'll ask for things that we shouldn't miss, for Tapis and the modern man, for the Cold War and card catalogues to come and save us if they can, for girly drinks and parlor games. We'll pass around the easy lie of absolutely no regrets, and later maybe we could try to let our losses dangle off the sharp edge of a century. We'll talk about the weather or how the weather used to be, and I'll cater with all the birds that I can kill. I'll let that tiny feathers fell disappointments fly down. Lick the sorrow from your skin, scratch the terror and begin to believe you're strong. All you ever wanna do is drink and watch TV, and frankly that thing doesn't really interest me. I swear I'm gonna bite you hard and taste your tinny blood if you don't stop the self-defeating lies you've been repeating since the day you brought me home. 'Cause I know you're strong.
And this next song is by a guy called Tyler Childers, and it was introduced to me in September by Craig, of course, like every good song that I know, and it's really lovely. It was written for the guy's current, or well, at the time, current partner, but I interpret the lyrics differently, and yeah, it's really nice. This is how it goes. This will be my last one, so thank you for having me.
Stone's throw from the mill, and I'm a good walk to the river. When my working day is over, we'll go swim our cares away. Put your toes down in the water and smile across your face, and tell me that you loved me, lovely Lady May. Now I ain't the sharpest chisel that your hands have ever held, but darling, I could love you well until the roll is called on high. I've seen my share of troubles, and I have held my weight in shame, but I am baptized in your name, lovely Lady May. As it waltzes over the leaves, it's been rushing through my timber till your love brought on the springs. And now the mountains all are blushing, and they don't know what to say, except a good long line of praises for my lovely Lady May. Now I ain't the toughest hickory that your axe has ever felled, but I'm a hickory just as well. I'm a hickory all the same. I came crashing through the forest as you cut my roots away, and I fell a good long ways for my lovely Lady May.
Lovely. And now on to something else. Thank you very much, Jake, for those songs. We hope you guys have been enjoying the stream so far. It's great to have you guys all with us. We had a really lovely shout out from Loki, the alumnus of Ustinov College, now in their new college of Oxford. It's great to meet you again virtually. Thank you so much for being here with us. And Miklos as well. Thank you so much for watching. It's great to have you here with us tonight as well as on the stream. And we hope you are doing well as well. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so a little bit of trivia for you before we move on. So for those of you drinking the cocktail packs supplied by our social committee, it includes a sample of the monkey shoulder whiskey for the Burns Night Toast. If you're curious about the slightly unusual name, it comes apparently from the traditional whiskey making process where the malt would be turned by hand using very heavy shovels. And this would cause a shoulder strain in some of them, which caused their arm to hang in a slightly peculiar way, a bit like a monkey. And this is where the name monkey shoulder came from. We hope that improves your enjoyment of this whiskey. Back to you, Jake.
Yeah, and I know after a few of those, I'd probably be walking around like that as well. So over to our first poem of the evening. No, not poem, sorry. We have our first speech of the evening. We're going to be having a Ustinov favorite, Fia, we'll be doing the Immortal Memory, which is a poem usually done after the meal of the Burns Night dinner, and it's usually a very personal tribute to Robert Burns from a speaker who will give a lengthy discussion about what the poems of Robert Burns and his impact has been for them as an artist and as a person as well. So thank you, Fia. It'll be great to see your speech now.
Thank you guys for this lovely introduction. It's great to know I'm a favorite. I love to hear it. And I'm honestly so happy that I've been given this opportunity to talk about Robert Burns once again. Some Ustinovians who've been here a little longer might remember that I also rose a glass to his honor in 2019, which honestly feels like a lifetime ago. Almost as long ago as my first encounter with Robert Burns, back when I was very young. And I must have been 8 or 9 years old, and I got my hands on a collection of illustrated translations of Robert Burns in Bulgarian. And I just remember how much I loved the pictures and how I felt such a deep connection with his words and those images that just stayed with me for years and years and years. And I am very lucky that in my family I've always been encouraged to read. And even though some of Burns's poetry was very naughty, and I felt like I'd gotten away with something when I read it so young, I later realized that Burns is actually one of my father's favorite poets. And due to the current global situation, though I haven't had a chance to be around my family much, if at all, I did get to rekindle my love for Burns through some very long phone calls with my dad, where we'd just read his poems to each other and just talk about his writing. And I feel that with his words, Robert Burns has given me and really my family the words to put to a newfound joy and an understanding of what makes the little things in life important. because there have been so many great big things happening. And at the same time, there has been so very little to fill up our time that it's almost been a return to basics. And the magic of Burns's words is that really they transcend time and space, and they get to the meat of human nature in such a way that it's both humbling and it's so full of grace and understanding for humanity. And there's a special kind of presence that his poetry holds, whether you're reading it or singing it, because indeed so much of it is song. There is a warmth and a genuinity and a wholehearted and life-affirming understanding of what is truly, truly important and what he found to be truly important, which is friendship and love and honesty and the honor that can be found in living a simple life. And Burns did find that incredibly important. One of the tenets of the Trabolton Gentlemen's Club, which he founded and presided over, states very simply: every man proper for a member of this society must have a frank, honest, and open heart, above anything dirty or mean, and must be a professed lover of one or more of the female sex. No haughty, self-conceited person who looks upon himself as superior to the rest of the club, and especially no mean-spirited worldly mortal whose only will is to heap up money, shall upon any preference whatsoever be admitted. And these words just feel particularly poignant now that we have had a turbulent year where we've all kind of been removed from outside distractions and we've had a chance to take a look inwards. And Burns has almost become more than just the great singer of Scotland. He has become the great singer of the human experience, of lovers and of workers and of travelers. And as I spent the past year traversing the moors around Durham for lack of anything better to do, I rediscovered a chance to turn my gaze towards nature the way that Burns so often does. And so I'd like to share a poem that really stayed with me the past several months. The Banks o' Doon. Ye banks and braes o' bonny Doon, how can you bloom so fresh and fair? How can you chant, ye little birds, and I so weary, full of care? Thou break my heart, thou warbling bird, that wanders through the flowering thorn. Thou minds me of departed joys, departed never to return. Oft have I roved by bonny Doon, to see the rose and woodbine twine, and ilka bird sung of its love, and fondly so did I of mine. With lightsome heart I pulled a rose, full sweet upon its thorny tree, and may my lover stow my rose, he left the thorn with me. Thank you all for this opportunity. Thank you for coming here and gathering with us to celebrate this amazing poet. I invite you all to join me in raising a glass to the immortal memory of the great Robbie Burns.
Okay, thank you very much, Thea, for that very nice tribute. As you've heard, and as you may have seen if you watched anything on social media coming from Scotland on Monday, Burns Night is about celebrating with other people, celebrating the work of the poet, and connecting and enjoying the night with others. So Tia, if you don't mind, I was going to talk to you a little bit, because you are, well, part of the reason we asked you to do this is you are a poet yourself, yes. And I was wondering, like, how long have you been writing poetry?
So I have been writing, and this always feels like such a cop-out answer, but I do feel like I've been writing my entire life. And I started writing my first attempts at poetry, which were quite shaky, when I was 10 or 11 years old, and I was just entering my very angsty middle school phase. And so that's kind of when I got started. And then in high school, I had some really amazing English teachers who really encouraged me to keep writing in English. And so it's come now to a place where writing in English has become my my main vocation, as it were. And I ended up obviously here at Durham doing a PhD that focuses on English poets. But I've always had a very deep desire not to forget my own language and not to leave anything behind as I go towards a writing path in English. And so I have always attempted to preserve some writing in Bulgarian and to look at translation in particular. And that's a way in which I quite relate to Burns, because so many of his poems are such an avid linguistic celebration of Scottish speech patterns, that it just lyrically it's incredible to read and to hear.
Yeah, I guess as a native English speaker, that's not something I think about so much, as the idea of poetry both in your native language and in one you've learned. That's quite cool. The other question I have for you is where do you personally tend to draw your inspiration from? Is it sort of from outside and from nature, or from more personal experiences? Or yeah, tell us about it.
I think regardless of where you draw inspiration from, poetry is the kind of art form where you can't help but get personal with it, even if you are just writing about nature. And particularly with the poem that I just read, for example, while he's looking at the beautiful nature, he is talking about a lover who spurned him. And for me, I think it's a mixed bag, but in all cases, my poetry does come from a place of love, and it does come very strongly inspired by the people in my life, good or bad. And I've been very lucky that recently I've just been writing very happy poetry, because I've been surrounded by amazing people at Ustinov and in my flat. So yeah.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Tia. And if you want to hear more of that, she will be returning later on with a poem of her own composition to perform. So next up, well, I'll pass back over to Jake to tell you about what's coming up next.
Yes, thank you again so much, Tia, for that lovely speech, and we're looking forward to hearing some poetry from you later. So up next, we have some more music. We have a really great song by Giorgio and Keita, playing a absolute dance floor classic. I'm sure it would be played on the dance floor, either in Ustinov or in the Radisson, if we were having this as a Burns Night formal in person. So without much further ado, Giorgio and.
Hello Ustinov, this is Flat 211 from Neville House. This is Giorgio and Keita, and we are going to sing tonight for you I Want It That Way from Backstreet Boys. Let's go.
Yeah, you are my fire, the one desire, believe when I say I want it that way, but we are 2 words apart, can't reach to your heart when you say that I want it that way. Tell me why
Ain't nothing but a habit.
tell me why
Ain't nothing but a mistake.
tell me why I never wanna hear you say I want it that way. And your fire, desire, yes I know that's true. want you to know the deeper inside of me. You are my fire, the one desire. You are, you are, you are, you are. Don't wanna hear you say ain't nothing but a mistake. I never wanna hear you say, oh yeah, I want it that way. Tell me why ain't nothing but a mistake. Tell me why ain't nothing but a mistake. Tell me why I never wanna hear you say, never wanna hear you say, want it that way. Tell me why. Tell me why I never wanna hear you say I want it that way. 'Cause I want it that way.
Thank you, Ustinov.
Thank you.
See you later.
Or mute it at least.
Okay, so thank you very much to Giorgio and Keita for that energetic and exciting and very fun performance of I Want It That Way. While we're on the subject of Ustinov and flats and stuff that's happening in college, I just want to take a moment to plug the general meeting we'll be having next Sunday, 2 p.m. If you're currently in Ustinov, you should hopefully be seeing it through your emails, in WhatsApp, on Facebook. We'll be hosting a bit more about it this weekend. But yeah, if you're interested in getting a bit more involved in college life, possibly even helping us run stuff like this, then please let us know. And if you're possibly interested in running a position, then check out the links I've been sending out, and yeah, maybe get in touch with us. We'd love to hear from you. In particular, at this meeting as well, there'll be opportunity for a Q&A with both our principal, Professor Glenn McGregor, who's kindly agreed to make an appearance, and also with our president, Tiana, and the rest of our exec. So if you have questions about what Ustinov is doing, what the GCR are doing, particularly with the pandemic and how we're dealing with that, and the sorts of things you might like to see us try and do over the summer, then please turn up and let us know.
Yep, and now on to the next performances. One of the things that is similar with Burns Night and Ustinov Lives is having a really great time being together and being collaborative. And in this day of having to be virtual and doing a lot of things socially distanced, it's not always easy to get together and play music. But fortunately, I've managed to come around that little hindrance for the next recording. So I used to do a lot of performances with my buddy Craig at the Ustinov Lives in college, and for tonight we're back together through the means of iMovie and syncing with our headphones. So please enjoy these couple of songs.
Okay.
I wish I was a flame, dancing in a candle, lighting up your living room, high on a mantle. I could bring some romance without any scandal. And then when you were done, just put me out. I wish I was a tune you sang in your kitchen, putting your groceries away and washing your dishes. I could float around your tongue and ease the tension. is quiet now. But if I get too close, well, the magic fade. Would I turn you off or away? And if I pull you in, would I push you out? Something here you care about. Well, I'm at a loss for what to do, but I'm drawn to you. I wish I was a sweater wrapped around your hips, and when it got too cold, into me you'd slip. When the sun came back, you would hang me up, and I would watch you while you undress. But if I get too close, well, the magic fade. Or would I turn you off or away? If I pull you in, now would I push you out of something here you care about? Well, I'm not lost for what to do, but I'm drawn to you. A song, I am not a sweater, I'm not a fire, no, I am something better. I'm a man in love, writing you a letter. Will you take it? Will you keep it? Will you read it, believe it? I love you, and I'm sorry.
Cool. Alright, coming in, Jakey.
Okay. Thought it might also be fun to try another one, if you're up for it. This is one we sang, when was it, in September?
I can't believe it's been since September.
Yeah. Great time doing it.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
If you want. You've got a fast car, and I've got a plan for anywhere. But maybe we could make a deal. Maybe together we can get somewhere. Any place is better. Started from nothing, we've got nothing to lose. But maybe we'll make something. And me, myself, I've got nothing to prove.
a little bit of money, and we don't have to drive too far. Just cross the border and into the city. You and I can both get jobs and finally say what it means to be living. I remember when we were driving in your car, speeding so fast I felt like I was drunk. City lights laid out before us, and your arm felt nice around my shoulder. And I had a feeling that I belonged, and I had a feeling I could be someone, be someone, be someone. With a bottle, and that's the way it is. He said his body's too old for working, his body's too young to look like his. Mama went off and left him, said she wanted more than he could give. I said, someone's gotta take care of him. I quit school and that's what I did. Laid out before us, and your arm felt nice around my shoulder. And I had a feeling that I belonged, and I had a feeling I could be someone.
Lovely. Yeah, I'm glad that all kind of worked out. So thank you so much for all of your comments in the chat. It's great to see that so many people were enjoying Giorgio and Keita's version of I Want It That Way. And I think definitely we need to work out some kind of karaoke night, either virtually or sometime in the socially non-distanced future, the non-socially distanced future, I should say. So yeah, please keep throwing in your comments. Let us know where you're watching from, and yeah, I hope you're still enjoying everything.
Okay, and yeah, so next up we have a little bit more variety. So in our Ustinov lives, although there tends to be a lot of music and singing, we accept any sort of performance. So if you dance, if you have some kind of other like magic tricks or juggling, or perhaps stand up, we take all sorts of performances. So please, next time Ustinov Live is up, if you have something like that you want to show off, let us know. But yeah, as promised, tonight we have some poetry for you, and so you will now hear from Tia again. We hope you enjoy.
Hello Ustinov, it's me again, and I'm so happy to be back for Burns Night for this Ustinov Live. I have prepared something I think is quite in line with the topic of tonight, where I am celebrating the books and the words that have all brought us here and have all brought us together. And so I'm very happy to present to you my poem, Denouement, dedicated to all the English teachers who believed in all of us second language speakers. One day, in maybe 10 or 20 years, when some enterprising STEM major figures it all out, I will go back in time, where I am 11 and bringing hardbacks that weigh more than me to school, devouring them like the other kids devour their Lunchables, as I yearn for something more than chalk dust. I will say, read every book on the shelf and on the shelves above it. I will say, one day, books will save your life. Compassion will save your life. I will say, there is a place on the other side of the English Channel where the grass is so green you'll think it was made up, where it rains all the time and there's a castle with a great big hall where you'll go, and a library full of more books than you ever thought you'd want to read, and offices full of professors who know all the things you never thought anyone would want to learn. And you'll go in the cathedral revenant, and you'll cross yourself and light a candle, and when you walk outside into the steps that lead to the cloisters, it will be just like in your books. And when the sun breaks through the clouds and the rain stops its quiet song and the grass untouched glows emeraldine, you'll think about all the books on the high shelves on the way here, and for just a moment the pages will come together as one, rustling in your memory. And though it will rain again, and you'll tread water all the way home with pockets full of memory and a head full of stories, the sun will remain simply unforgettable.
Thank you so much, Fia, for that lovely poem. It was really enjoyable to hear some of your own stuff after talking about it earlier.
Yeah, so thank you very much. So whilst we're talking to you, whilst we're advertising the stuff we have, if you are looking for things to do during lockdown, we're going to be posting a link in the stream chat to our list of things to do during lockdown that we've composed. So regardless of where you are in the world, you hopefully have some online things to help keep you occupied if you're potentially stuck at home for longer than you'd like to be. And now Jake's going to tell us a bit about what's coming up next. Oh no, I am. Everything is changing live as I'm speaking. Yeah, so next up we have Sorcha, who is going to be presenting our final traditional piece of Burns Night material of the evening. Sorcha is going to be doing the traditional address to the haggis, which is the poem read out to the haggis before it is ceremonially cut open. So if you still have your dram of whiskey with you, or another dram of whiskey you've kept from before, get it ready, because it is traditional to toast the haggis at the end of this piece. So take it away, Sorcha.
Thank you, Connor. Hello everyone, I'm your social secretary, Sorcha. I haven't actually had a chance to meet a lot of you, as social events are pretty scarce at the moment, but let's hope things start to look up next term and we can have some actual fun. I hope those of you who ordered the cocktail packages are enjoying them. I'm well and truly through the ingredients now and still making more, which will actually probably help me for this next bit. So I have been given the traditional job of reading to you the Robert Burns poem, Address to the Haggis, and will probably absolutely murder the pronunciation of everything, as you can tell by my pretty prominent North East London accent. I have in fact got a haggis, not really a haggis, it's actually cauliflower, in front of me, and I'm going to attempt some of the ritualistic moves that go with the poem. So if you hear strange noises, that's exactly what I'm doing. Only the people on the Zoom call can actually see me as well, so this is pretty exclusive entertainment for them. Right, so I'm just going to launch into it now before I decide I don't want to do this. Verify your honest sonsy face, great chieftain o' the puddin' race. Abune them you take your place, pinch, type or thumb, wheel I your wordy of a grace, as long as my arm. The groaning trencher there you fill, your hurdies like a distant hill, your pinwad help to mend a mill in time of need. Will throw your paws the dews distill like amber bead. His knife see rustic labour dight, and cut you up with ready slate, benching your gushing entrails bright like on a Dutch. And then, oh, What a glorious sight, warm, reeking beach. Then horn for horn they stretch and strive, they'll take the hindmost on they drive, till a wheel swallowed kites belive are bent like drums. Then old guideman mace like to rive, Bethan get hums. But mark the rustic haggis fed, the trembling earth resounds his tread. Clap! His wily knave obeyed, he make it whistle, and legs and arms and head will sned like taps of bristle. Your powers make mankind your care, and dish them out the billow fair. Old Scotland wants nae skinking wear than jumps in logies, but if you wish her grateful prayer, you're a haggis. Thank you very much.
Ooh, that was great. Thank you so much, Saoirse. You really got into that. Have you ever stubbed cauliflower before?
I'm actually just a really big fan of cauliflower. Like, I think it's just another vegetable. But yeah.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. As a vegetarian, that's entirely up my street as well. What is your favorite part of the Burns Night usually?
I have to say that speech, but I feel like, I mean, I know I've offended a lot of Scottish people tonight, but when done properly, it's a pretty good show.
Nice. And are you usually on the dance floor for the Kaylee?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Mastermind.
Beautiful. And yes, as social secretary, what social events are coming up that the students can look forward to?
So we've been working pretty hard on a decent social calendar. Despite all the setbacks we've had this year, we've been coming up with some new ideas. Obviously now the social calendar for this term is completely online. Tonight we had the Burns Night formal, which included delivering cocktail packages to people's flats for livers in and livers out. So if you took part in that, well done, it's been great, I'm having a great time. And for regular weekly events, we have the movie night on a Tuesday, pub quiz on a Thursday, and games night on a Saturday. And we also have some pretty cool one-off events coming up, like a jazz night and a cocktail making night, cocktails again. So yeah, that's about it.
Lovely. And we can't forget the toast to the haggis. So if you all please raise your glasses, everyone on the Zoom call and also at home, please raise whatever you are, to Rabbi Burns and to the haggis, of course.
To the haggis.
For the haggis. So yeah, we hope you're enjoying things so far. We are starting to come to the end of our event. We hope you're enjoying everything so far. If you want a shout out either for yourself or for someone else who may be listening, then let us know pretty soon so we can get that in to the last slot. Sadly, we do not have the traditional toast to the lads and the lasses, but hopefully next year for the 2022 Burns Night, we'll be back live in the actual place with all of the regular performances. So hopefully you'll be able to come and join us there. Now back to you, Jake.
Yes, and I'm really looking forward to that for sure. So coming up, we now have our final musical performance of the evening. So DJ Platypus is now going to become MC Platypus, and I hope you enjoyed the musical stylings of Connor.
Hello, Ustinov. My name's Connor. You might have seen me around sharing things on Zoom and doing other similar stuff. Tonight, I'm going to be singing a song called Brooklyn by the synthwave band The Midnight. This is a song off their album Monsters, which came out back in the middle of July. This is a time when I was living on my own and working from home, and potentially feeling a little bit overwhelmed, I guess, from the isolation and from the other stuff that was going on. And this is a song about looking forward to the future, and it's a song about the idea that regardless of what you might be going through at the moment, things are going to get better. I hope you enjoy it. There's traffic on the bridge, but the skyline shines with a certain light, and I know you're sick of it, but I know a happy hour nearby, 'cause there's a possibility that one day things will get better for the huddled masses in between the shadows and the stars, floating Empire Hill by fraying wire. I'll cover you in winter like a blanket by the fire. And when the rent's too high, we'll just buy cheaper wine and hang on to see if weather constellations hold together or not. In Brooklyn, and happy birthday, darling, when we feel young again. I'd like to take you dancing, 'cause there's a possibility that one day things will get better for the huddled masses in between the shadows and the stars. There's a possibility together, free ourselves from gravity, tumble through the dark, floating empire held up by frayed wire. I'll cover you in winter like a blanket by the fire. And when the rent's too high, we'll just buy cheaper wine and hang on to see if weather constellations hold together or not. I never placed too much faith in the stars. I never placed too much faith in my heart. But the siren call of the chandelier city, and inch by inch we're breaking apart. We're rising through the dark. From the sky, I bet the lights look pretty. Floating empire held up by fraying wire. Cover you in winter like a blanket by fire. And when the rent's too high, we'll just buy cheaper wine and hang on to see if the weather constellations hold together.
Thank you so much, Connor, for that amazing performance. It was really lovely to have both DJs performing tonight. And we hope that everyone has enjoyed the stream tonight. And we hope you've had a wonderful Burns night tonight and also on Monday, if you celebrated it then as well, and that you enjoyed all of our performers, all of our poets and our speeches and everything. It's been great to have all of our prime Ustinov candidates performing for you all tonight.
Yeah, so not to worry, Ustinov Live will return. Not entirely sure yet, hopefully in a couple of months, but definitely, almost definitely before Easter. So stay tuned on our social media and on our YouTube channel. We will be back in touch. We'll be sure to give you plenty of notice. So yeah, as Jake said, a massive thank you to all of the singers and poets who submitted and helped us. Also, a huge thank you to Diana, Tia, and Sorcha, who helped us out with some of the speeches. And obviously, the biggest thank you goes to Bryony, our tech wizard behind the scenes, who's been coordinating all of this, making sure all of the screens have been switching when they need to, and that all of the music is exactly at the right volume. Jake, is there anything you want to add at this point?
No, just yeah, it's been really wonderful. Thank you so much, Bryony, for all your hard work and putting this whole thing together. We all really appreciate it. And yeah, thank you to all of this our speakers for tonight.
Yeah, so from all of us here on the stream, we hope you have a great rest of the evening and a great rest of the weekend. If you want to get more involved in Ustinov, etc., then be sure to check out our Facebook, etc. Give us an email, reply to any of the emails we've been sending you, and we'll point you where to go. So yeah, if everyone here currently broadcasting with me wants to join in, we'll say goodbye to all of you and good night.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Guys.